Welcome to day 5 of the truth you are called to live. Now, I hope this week has been a blessing to you as we've been discussing what it means to live out the truth that we know. Our walk as Christians is a journey of continual growth in living out the truth that God reveals through His Word. This side of heaven, no one will walk every truth out perfectly, but imagine a world where we as Christians fully live out the truth that we know. Now, if you've been part of Manna Church for almost any length of time, you've probably heard us say that you've been created on purpose and for a purpose. Now, where does this come from? Well, Paul wrote this, something like this in Ephesians 2, verse 10. He says, "For we are His workmanship." The New Living Translation says, masterpiece. Now, let me pause right here because I don't know where you are in your life, and I don't know what you may be struggling with right now, but you need to hear this truth. You are God's masterpiece. Regardless of what you've been told or what you might have told yourself, you are God's masterpiece. Never in history, in the history of this world, was there one like you, and never again will there be anyone like you. Let's continue. For we are His workmanship, His masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. The truth that we know is that God created us for a purpose. And in fact, He chose the family you would be born into, where you would be born, and the time boundaries of your existence. Why? So that you can do the good works that God prepared for you before you uttered your first words or took your first steps, before you were intricately woven in your mother's womb. So what would it look like for this truth to be applied to your everyday life? Well, here are 3 ways that you can live out this truth. The first is trust that God has a purpose for where you are right now. The job that you're in, the community you live in, even the situation that you might be in. You know, there are some situations that we face in life that are a result of a bad decision that we made. Or maybe it's something completely outside of our control. But even in those, we can trust that God can use all things for His good and His purposes. The second way to live out this truth is to walk purposefully. If you expect God to move in you and through you, then you will find yourself doing exactly the good works that He created for you to do. So in your family, expect Him to work in you and through you. In the workplace, expect Him to work in you and through you. In school, expect Him to work in you and through you. As you serve, expect God to do something in you and through you. And lastly, find purpose in the small things. Many people have a false perception of purpose. They tend to think that purpose has to be revealed in some big, extravagant way for them to live it out. But what if purpose is found and developed in the small things? Through you being faithful with your daily relationship with God, faithful in your relationships with others, faithful in the use of your time, in the use of your talent and your treasure. Let's purpose to live purposefully. See you tomorrow.